Whoa. Haha. Right, hope everybody's having a good one. Well, welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we're going to be in the tropical park, but we're also going to be checking out a couple other things. So, let's go ahead and get started off. As soon as this comes online, we'll load on into the park and kick stuff off underway. I decided to skip the Oblivion stream tonight. I think we'll do that tomorrow. Alright, here we go. On in we go. Dale, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good weekend, brother. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Kind of low-key, just hanging out and doing a couple things here and there. I might actually have to go into work tomorrow morning. I'm not 100% sure yet. Do it at 5:30 Central. Alright, so here we are loaded in. We really didn't do too much last night other than adding the... Ooh, getting a little bit of lag. We added the slush hour counter right here. Mention T3 sucks, get 30% off at slush hour. Bears play then. Oh, you want me to time it when you're not going to be around. Boo. I was actually making decent money. Here you go for the flavors. T3 sucks, strawberry. Cool Cola, Blue Waveberry, and Mango Madness. Alright, yeah. So it's actually getting a decent crowd because there are no food or drink shops between here and, with the exception of that, well, you could go into this. But that's a bit of a ways, and then vending machines here. So it kind of is a central point for people to be able to pick up at least a little bit of a quick refreshment if they need it. I still need to rework the station. I had thought about jumping on today to do that, and then I got tied up with other stuff. Ooh. Take a look at that. What a view of the corkscrew. Oh, that's pretty neat. May do a POV ride. A little bit later of this coaster. Because there's a few things that I want to do other than redoing the station. I've thought about adding a little bit of scenery and adding some additional theming. Maybe with some water jets and some just other static display. Most of this coaster, probably 90% of it, sits over the water or like at the edge of the water. So, maybe I'm tripping, but what's that vending machine area? This is just one of the railroad stations right over here. This is the largely undone volcano area. But we did add 2 drink vending machines and a pizza pen. But then otherwise you have to go up here into the trade wind station or beyond, or back over here the main entrance to be able to get any food and beverages. So at least we have a little bit of a refreshment stand. So yeah, we got that there. And then just to troll, the T3 sucks, get 30% off because of 3. Alexander, what's going on, man? Welcome. So something. Oh! Fireworks! And actually watch the fireworks a little bit. Doing okay, man. How about you? Good to see you. T3SUCKS. When the fireworks spell out T3 sucks, you know it's legit. Delete the dive coasty ASAP. You know, Jimpers had actually talked about it, but I said I would leave it in place for him to be able to finish if he wanted to. And I think that was about a week ago at this point. I'm not sure what he's going to do with it, so we may. But I'd rather not remove it without him just telling me up front now to take it out. So, one thing I've thought of to try to get a little bit more foot traffic through here is actually to take this bridge up. I'm just not a fan of how it's configured that you have to walk through this, you know, the first floor of this station. And this actually isn't even that heavily utilized. Most people end up turning that way or going to the station or just wandering that way. So I think I actually may remove this at some point. Just tear all of this up. Leave this for a little extra scenery or maybe even some water. And we could do something else. But I may hold off on that considering I'm planning a pretty major rework of this coaster, if not an entirely new one. But we'll see. That remains to be determined. I have not fully made my mind up on what I want to do with this. I would like to keep it just to preserve. I mean, this is the oldest standing coaster in the park, and it is the second oldest coaster, period, in the park. Only after the original Kraken that was built over here before Jimpers remade it and we decided to relocate it over here. Just kind of theming. I think if you go back to one of my streams from June or early July, you could actually see me build this coaster. You could go back and be like, yeah, that actually turned out pretty cool, but you could also go back and see, oh wow, Cookie's come so far. I'm waiting on JP. He did want me to check out something, and I have a couple other things I want to take a look at, but I don't think it's going to be a super long stream tonight, but I'm going to try to get... I'd like to get 2 hours in tonight. But we'll see. I'm going to have to wake up relatively early tomorrow morning just in case I get called into work. Or, actually not even going to get called in. I'm probably just going to volunteer to go in and help. Just because of wacky weather and all that bull crap. Jimpers, how are you, man? Hey, we were just talking about you. Nothing bad. But we were talking about the dive coaster. I've left this here if you want to continue to do something with it. Otherwise, I might consider freeing up the space. But I think the park needs a good dive coaster. And so I would be interested to see what you can do with it. That is, however, your call. Oh, you can delete it, definitely. Okay. Alright, I knew I would, you know, double check with you. And I know you said you could probably delete it, but you may return to it, but you don't see yourself finishing it. If you do you want me to save it as a blueprint before I delete it and just put it on the workshop and give you the credit? I'd be willing to do that. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh. I'll definitely work on a dive coaster right now. Okay, then I will go ahead and delete this. And, I'll let you work on whatever your heart desires. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. No. I can't rap right now. Alright. Might be a little bit of a controversial decision. I would love to have... Yeah, just... I'm not totally sure it's gonna fit. If it did, it would snap into here, and we'd probably have to move those trees and probably shift the entire entrance over a little bit, which I have thought about doing. I would love to fit this blueprint in and change it up a little bit just to, Ooh. It could fit back here. I'm gonna open up a poll. I know it's kind of early. Alright, poll is open. And let's see what we can come up with. Now. Alright. I am not going to redo the station on stream. I have mentioned that I'm not going to do that. Did y'all hear Cookies T3 sucks mixtape crashed DatPiff's website? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, folks, give me love, give me $300, cause I'm gonna drop a rhyme about T3 sucks. DatPiff is a mixtape website. Oh, okay. Alright, so these people are venturing in. Alright, I'm just looking around. I'm not going to do anything with this at the moment. Other than... Now, and see, it would be better to wait. I was thinking about just maybe a relocation of the... Because I'll tell you what I do want to do is widen the entrance here. We'll do kind of the half arches to make a double wide entrance. We'll redo the queue, we'll redo the sign. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to pick this up and relocate it. And we actually could do that right now, just without interfering with this. The coaster is loud. Ah, interesting. It'll be out of the water. Well, alright, people have a place to go sit over here. So we've got some room to rework this. Alright, so let's see, we've got 3 votes. 2 for yes and retheme them, and 1 person saying no, dueling rides are not needed. Interesting. Hey, Tortigan Tales, welcome. I'm so excited for the upgrade coming to Verbolten at Busch Gardens in Virginia. I've not heard about that. What are they doing with it? Alright, I've got a stupid mix of, like, rap and singing right here. Great coasters in the park, got me hyped up, man. I just wanna run around and go for a jump. Adrenaline rush, make me take a ride on Mamba. Get me so excited, I'm gonna be singing La Bamba, La La Bamba. Wild Mamba. Oh, that was stupid. Rethemed to Lilo and Stitch. Gotta retheme a coaster to Lilo and Stitch. Man, I've got so crazy, you can call me a witch. But try to be polite and don't call me a... Yeah, no. It's stupid cookie. Alright, if I did redo this, I'd probably have to run it up here. Alright, a third vote for yes and retheme them. Oh, okay. I'm so cute, I'm fluffy. Alright, if we did place that, I need to find the right, rotational... Ooh, we lost 181,000 bucks. Wow. Normally I'm used to making more. Probably because the, Let's just see, and I'll probably pull it up, but let's just see how that looks. Oh, yeah, okay, the path back here is actually... Now, if we did keep with the dragon theme, I'd probably retheme it. I mean, fire fits the volcano area nicely, but ice does not. So maybe you could do something like lava and lightning. Loose articles such as phones, keys, and hats are not permitted on this ride. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you put them in a locker. Darkhound Doom, how are you? Not much, was running up and downstairs trying to play with my dog. What if you put the dueling where the whatchamacall is at? It's the rapping. And we could redo the station. And, oh, it actually does clip the terrain a little bit. I mean, we could press that down. Then you've got this over here. That actually looks okay. It looks cool, but yeah, maybe ice not fit. Yeah, no, ice really doesn't. I think if I did something like this, I would go with, like, lava and lightning, maybe. Thinking of volcano. But we'll pull that up, I mean... Maybe... Ooh, Ocean and Sun. I don't think so. If I put it anywhere else in the park, yes. But I think back here in the volcano area, it would make more sense to go with something that's volcano themed. Alright. I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna relay a bunch of this path. Try to not have it all elevated back over here, which is just kind of sloppy, in my opinion. We'll pull that up, we'll redo the bridge. Intersecting terrain, really? Let's turn the angle snap off. Oh, come on! Really? Shoot. Alright, well, we'll have to redo that. Gonna go ahead and end the poll here. So we got 3 votes to replace, or not replace, but place the Dueling Dragons and retheme them. Ash versus fire. You know, I thought a little bit about something like that. I think fire would be pretty easy to repurpose into lava for the sake of, like, the volcano theme. But I don't think ash would be a really good, like, equivalent. I did think about rock. But what happens to lava? It hardens into rock, so... But the fire can melt rock, so it'd be kind of an interesting kind of clash of designs. Alright, what if I just remove all of this and then try to relay the path? I don't like send it out up here. Really? Well, that works. Really not sure how much better that looks overall, to be honest. Alright, that's a bit of a bug. The line. Yeah. At least this time I was able to relocate it just to the edge of the bridge. The problem is, it has a matter of whether I use, like the path foundation or not. And for my bridges, I don't, because I want it to match the water. Actually, this bridge is slightly sloped now that I'm looking at it. So I might have to kind of redo that a bit. Hey, Teen Gamer, welcome. Good to see you again. Strawberry Jam, welcome. The Seahawks are already up 17 against the 49ers. Oh boy. Well, hey, first quarter, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, not to rub it in, but look what the Bears did in the second half of their game. And I'm not rubbing it in because I have no stake in the outcome, but that's just a really good example of, you know, don't write something off too early. Think of the Falcons and the Patriots in the Super Bowl many years ago. Ugh. But yeah. Oh yeah, we've got floating benches and trash cans. The Bills lost tonight, so I screamed at my TV for like 5 minutes. I used to follow football a lot more closely. But I would frequently yell at the TV on many occasions for a number of reasons. Ah! Alright, let's fix that. So path foundation on, and we just paint over that right there, and we're good. I screamed at my TV for more than 5 minutes, and I'm a Bears fan, but I love the Bills. That's fair. Uh-oh. Alright, something has lost power. Ah, shoot. Oh, it's just... Wait. What in the world? A very minor relocation screwed that up. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually take it. Slide it underground, and now we're good. Sadly, they will be the Indiana contenders. 49ers are coming back in the fourth. I don't know. I just like when they're close and not like blowout games and stuff like that. But I have no stake in football. So my mom's a Chiefs fan. My dad is a Saints fan, and I am a Jets fan. So we all had relatively bad years, but I've also had a bad decade and a half. But I also don't follow football very closely anymore. Just... I don't have cable, so I don't really get to watch the games, and the way the NFL got politicized in the past like 10 years kind of turned me off from it. And alright, let's turn that off and paint over that. Now we don't have lines. We just have the one here for the bridge. But that bridge is sloppy. I didn't even realize until a couple minutes ago when I was looking at it. Yeah, it's definitely sloped upward. Slightly, but noticeable if you take a look. So, I'll fix that at some point. Go eat their pizza, not root for their team. Alright. We're actually going to give this a POV. This coaster, the original concept was made by me, and Bromik reworked it, did an absolutely fantastic job with it. And I absolutely love the concept of the surf coaster. When I was in SeaWorld in March last year, I got to ride Pipeline, #2 coaster in the park. An absolute joy. I'm looking forward to getting back on it this year when I go back. I love, speaking of pizza, I love New York style pizza, but I also like deep dish. I'm not picky. Let's look at the lateral G-forces. They're actually not bad, except I think at the very end. It's a little bit tight in some spots. Right there. Yeah, I think that's where the highest lats are. Haha. Gonna take a ride on the awesome surf coaster. Ride so hot, burn your bread like a toaster. Coaster so loud, even louder than Kumba. Got me singing like Timon and Pumbaa. Ain't no worries any time of day, 'cause Cookie Pirate's here. Hip hip hooray. Now that wasn't too bad, I guess. 7 out of 10? 6 out of 10? Triple green. Raw mix banking always feels weird to me. In a couple spots, yeah, but it's overall it's really not bad on this coaster. This used to be a little higher. It might be because it's being held in some spots, but he did temper the forces down. Yeah, your lats reach 3.4, and I'm almost certain that's going to be in the turn toward the end. It probably reaches about 2, maybe a little less right there. But yeah, right here is where it peaks. And that's really the only major high point. It is a bit of a cutback right here, but this is also outer banked, so it provides some pretty intense ejector airtime right there. But it's a solid coaster overall. Excuse me. But yeah, this coaster is really loud, hence the line, coaster so loud it's even louder than Kumba. And Kumba is known for being notoriously loud at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Like, I remember you could hear it halfway across the park without even seeing it. It's like, what's that super loud noise? Oh, it's Kumba! I usually make specific moments for specific forces, but when I see Brahmic, it feels weirdly mixed. I can't read. Let's look at your banking S Jamwolf. Oh! I do have to agree with that, yeah. Layouts are pretty amazing, but it seems like it either banks the turn too much or doesn't bank it enough. Well, that's pretty much 90 degrees. I would say that's intentional. Yeah, like a couple of the turns, particularly this last one where the lats get really high, I think it could do with a little bit more. If I redid it, there's a little pop of airtime right here, but I would extend that outward like that. It really is a cool coaster. He did a great job with it. I'll actually drop my original, and you can see just for comparison, the difference, the improvements that he made. Oh yeah, this is my original. Okay. So what you've got is a really, really janky, kind of hill on the launch, going directly into the corkscrew, which is one major change that I really like that he did. He made a longer, drawn-out corkscrew a little bit further in the ride. And I've got some pretty wonky turns, and only 2 launches. He actually included 4. Or no, 3, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got the first, whichever way around that goes. But I'll give it a POV just for comparison. I think he takes the money to the bank, yeah. Still cooler than anything I'd do. Yeah, like that right there was really janky. Some of the banking that I did is kind of off. Banana roll, which is really whippy. Yeah. So his is a definite improvement over mine. And is JP Morgan when it comes to banking? Oh! That is bad. And this one actually has a really high excitement, but the intensity's up there, and the, or intensity. I'm so used to saying intensity from the RCT days. Because instead of EFN, there's where EIN. And then nausea is... when it hits 3, it turns to orange, and 2.96 is like right on the edge. And you can see the G-forces. How they've been tempered down in the recreated version compared to this original one. That one's also a bit more compact. If you look at the original, it actually expands outward pretty far and would be very tough to fit in this area. Now the original we had was like back here somewhere where we had all the room to work with. So, what roller coaster should I make? It's hard for me to just tell you one, but I could try to help you narrow it down. Like, do you have a manufacturer in mind? Do you have a certain style in mind? Like, do you want to do kind of an inversion focused, an airtime focused, a combination? Something old school, new gen? Airtime. Yeah, I generally find non-inverting coasters the easiest. So if you want to go with airtime focused, you can do an RMC, I think naturally you would want to include at least 1 or 2 inversions. But a lot of people build RMCs thinking that they need to be inversion focused, and they really don't. While I think RMCs kind of have inversions as a staple of their rides, I would say they are more airtime focused. So you can build a solid RMC and get away with, depending on the length, I would say at least 2 inversions, and they're generally pretty easy to do because they're just 0G rolls or stalls. Can I make you a coaster? I could. It would not be very good. I'm not a super strong coaster builder, but there are people here that are. One of them is in chat right now. Or was a few minutes ago at least. If you want to learn about building really good coasters, definitely hit Jimpers up. And he can teach you some really good things. So I'd say if you want to go with RMC, you could do that, just keep that in mind. Sponsored by Wagner Chiropractic. Wooden coasters are actually pretty good options if you want to try to focus on airtime. Generally not really big camelbacks, but like bunny hills and stuff like that. Intamin Wing, great option. Yeah, you are. I figured you were. Just been several minutes since you'd said something in chat. So I didn't know if you had to step away or something like that. I try not to assume. B&M Hypers are a good option. Those are airtime machines. Your options are the conventional 4 across hyper. Also gigas. And then the splashdown, which has the staggered seating. Think of something like Intimidator, well, Thunderstriker now, Diamondback, Shambhala. But I would say for airtime, those are your best. You do have the Aero Hyper, the Dart Kinetic sit-down 6-seater, which I've actually never built one of those. And then you can build a Giovanola Hyper, but the 2 that exist are not really airtime focused. They pull a lot of positive Gs, think of like helices and stuff. Excuse me. So you've got plenty of options. Teen Gamer, there's, by the way, no obligation whatsoever, but if you are interested, Discord link is in the video description, and feel free to join. You can definitely jump in and chat with me and some of the other people that tune into the streams, and pick up some tips or collaborate with somebody. Switch track? Thinking like an Intamin Blitz. If you want to go with airtime, probably the Intamin Blitz. Alright, nice! That bug, the notifications don't clear. Man, been on 45 minutes. The time is starting to fly by. Intamin Blitz is a good option. I'll actually just place... I don't remember what kind this one is. I think this may actually be... So this is one of Jimper's creations, Intamin Blitz. actually has a lift hill. And then this is the game's kind of basic blitz layout. So these do tend to be inversion focused, but they do give really good pops of airtime as well. A good example of one that isn't heavy on inversions is Cheetah Hunt. And actually, this is one of my favorite blueprint coasters by Frontier. This one is pretty heavily inversion focused. They don't have to be. But I'll give this a POV real quick. I'll just do the front car. Is it just me, or when you start playing PC2 does time start moving it 2 times forward? Sometimes it feels like that, Dale. The top hat. Very Pantheon vibes. Dive drop. Wow. Interesting element there. Oh, I love that zero-G stall. This is a pretty solid blueprint. It could definitely be improved a bit, but it's pretty solid, if I may say so. And I also didn't really notice this before, but this is pretty far beyond vertical, which is neat, coming up off of the top hat. Not really anybody eating in here right now. I honestly, I think this restaurant was just kind of a waste, overall. I love the building, so I'd like to be able to repurpose it for something, but I have a feeling I'm not going to end up keeping the restaurant here long term. It's just, even when the park is full, it's not profitable. Which is odd, considering there isn't one. Well, I mean, you've got that, but it's a bit of a hike. And you do have the one over here. That's not Bizarre Banking, and that's a Frontier coaster. It does have a little bit of odd moments in it, but overall, I think it's a pretty solid blueprint. Man, I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. I had a smoothie earlier. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. But I feel like the smoothie probably wasn't enough food. And I'm going to be cooking a pretty substantial meal tomorrow. put an arcade in there, and once again you're playing with unlimited money. Yes, although I do try to make it somewhat realistic when it comes to finances, just in case I or anybody that took this decided to turn finances on. I don't want them to run broke. Sorry. And I think part of it is just the nature of how big of a park this is. Like, this is made to accommodate 12,000 park guests. And it's capped at half of that. Alright. Alright, whole time. Alright, poll is open. My thought was to remove this. In order to get people to come back this way, as it's pretty thin, this would get them over to the floorless, out over here past this restaurant, to come up and around, and to also kind of cut down on the foot traffic, which isn't much right now, but when the park gets crowded, this becomes kind of a choke point. But I'm also thinking about redoing this also. Why didn't we check the score and forces on your favorite blueprint? I'm just giving you a hard time. Well, we've looked at it before. I mean, I really could drop it and look at it again. But it's a pretty solid blueprint. Alright, so we have one vote for leave it. Now, if we redo this, well, we can consider kind of relocating it. I kind of think it would be worthwhile making this a more contiguous area, honestly. But the problem is the way this coaster's set up, it's designed to go over the water. I mean, around the helix here by the restaurant. That was a that was kind of a trademark element when I first built this coaster, day 6 in game. Here we are, day 87. And then come through the shark mouth here. Alright, so we do have one vote for get rid of it entirely, and one for leave it. And I also just kind of feel like the pirate area is maybe a little bit too expansive. Just it takes up a quarter of the park. All of this back here, no other themed area takes up that much space. Oh, they still don't clear. Dang it. 25 bucks of vandalism. Ah. With the boomerang. Oh, and then the best part. I had so much fun with the theming on this coaster. Best themed boomerang. Even had to add a ride. Oh, like a custom ride phono counter here. Da 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 da. I'm gonna ride a coaster. I'm gonna get burnt like a toaster. I'm gonna scream like these guys, the Tiki family. That was stupid. Thank you for throwing your trash in a trash bin and not on the ground. Alright, let me go ahead and end the poll here. I'm gonna hold off on doing this for now. I'm waiting to see if JP's gonna come on. He wanted me to check something out. But if he doesn't make it tonight, then we'll just wait. You know, I thought about doing a stream where I just build a couple coasters, theme them, do the stations. Kind of like what Bromik and Jimpers tend to do with their... Well, Jimpers doesn't really do the scenery much, but Bromik does. I mean, kind of just focused on building a couple coasters, getting creative, not having them associated with any park in particular, or anything like that. Just a little change of pace, and it probably could actually help me improve on my coaster building skills. Bromik did actually update the Four Seasons water park. I don't know what's different. I'd have to look. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, so the water slides. What's going on with the dueling coaster? We'll see. I want to drop this over here just to take a look and see what may be different with it. I know it's a little bit elevated. Got the restaurant. This looks a little bit different out here. You do have the wave machines. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I'll have to ask. Still a really cool facility either way. Alright, let's pull that back up. Oh! The lifeguards. Ah! Alright, what's going on with the dueling coaster? Alright, yeah, we can put them down. Let's do it. Yeah, we're still struggling with, space. We're gonna have to take these trees up. And that was supposed to be kind of a natural divide between the park entrance and the volcano area. But alright, we'll pull that there. I think that actually may work out okay. Alright. Yeah, this is going to warrant something amazing. I'd like to replace some of the trees with some different shrubbery and stuff like that. Maybe if we just take the coasters and the no, not even really the station. Because we could retheme all of this. But this will give something cool for, you know, park goers to enjoy. Ah, it's just such a long walk for the exit. But I think this will really draw a crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the biggest Octagon Plaza known to mankind. Intersecting terrain, really? Alright, let's not do that then. Maybe center it. Intersecting terrain again? Are you kidding me? How do you think you and I felt when we exited? Did we complain about how long it was? No. That's a totally fair point. Oh yeah, the ground is raised right here. Alright. Let's do a little bit of quick. Nope. Auto paint. Sampled. Still. Couple little adjustments there. I'm going to start calling you the Dana White of pathing. The Vanna White. Alright. And I'm gonna try to recolor these. I want to go with a little bit more of a gold. And they fight in a... what? Not even totally sure. An octagon bridge. Oh, I see what you're going at. Ah. All right. Now let's recolor these a little bit. Got the bright red. This one we could go with more of a yellow or gold color. Alright, we'll actually need to go into the station now to look at the trains. Alright. Let's give him a test. And I would like to add some ride cameras. And we have to test it first to see where the proper positions would be. They actually don't have a distributor in place. Interesting. That one's good, but that one is not. Alright, so let's slip one in the back here. It is a little bit redundant in the sense that we already have an invert, but I think this kind of fills this area decently. I'm not sure that we're going to keep these, but at least it gives us something in this area to make it feel a little bit less empty. That's coming back in. Ooh, the timing is off. Coaster enthusiasts say this. Iron Gwazi is a kiddie coaster. Ah! This is always one of the tougher ones, in my opinion, to do for the inverts. Is that rod really dueling like some dragons? Yes. Yeah, this is a copy of the Dueling Dragons blueprint. Democracy spoke. He said we should go ahead and include it. Alright, let's do the same for over here. So we've got cameras in place. Now the question is, do we have room inside the station exit? Maybe we kinda do. Name it Dual T3 sucks. Really good and fitting name. I think this deserves a little bit better than that. It's gonna be an area for staff path. Now I would say what we should go ahead and do is place a couple benches. I think the sorcery theme would be good for that. So we'll just actually slap a few benches down. Kind of over here. And a few trash cans. Dueling Gwazi. Oh man, the old wooden Gwazi. What was that one? Tiger and Lion, I think, were the two sides. I never got to ride it. It was when I went back to Busch Gardens in 2012, it was actually closed, I think. But my friend and I did not get to get on it. Dueling Gwazi. That'd be pretty neat. Alright, maybe over here is where we could put the ride counters. Photo counters, I should say. I'll tell you what would be... That's a 4-meter half. I don't want half sections, I want a full stone market wall. I believe that's going to be in the mythology theme, although we could do wall set. Stone market, yeah, there we go. And they are a little bit different colored. Oops. Alright, now that matches. Add Merlin Entertainment. Alright. So let's go with facilities. Ride photo counters, and we'll drop 2 of them. Connect ride. Doesn't really matter which ones we choose as long as we just get both of them. Alright, this is going to be a lot of TVs. Go with 1-meter screen. Put those there, roughly centered over the photo counters, and I mean we can adjust the position of them slightly if we need to. Now here's the fun part. Which counter is this one for again? Lava. Okay. Come on now, stop being bugged. Ah, yes, there we go. Alright. This one we do... Come on. Man, they really need to fix this. Oh, it lags so badly. And then other times it just runs totally fine. It's just very inconsistent. I don't really understand kind of what's going on, what's causing this. But it always seems to be about choosing something to display on the TVs. And also at the back of the train, the timing seems to be a bit off. That's an ongoing issue. There we go, that's enough of that. Let's get these open. Alright, let's get the coasters open. I hope the timing is right. Yeah, it is. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, let's get them open. Alright, we should have people venturing over this way any moment. I suppose some food and beverage options would be a necessity over here. So what I think we could do is slap down do we want to go with shops or just counters? Let me look on the workshop. I want to find a good chief beef counter. Decor. Oh, look at that. Medusa Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Good floorless. Ha! Chief beef food truck. That's actually pretty cool. That's cool, except the tables. Oh, this is by Bromik. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with that. That's a really cool one. I don't remember that. That's relatively new. That was actually made today. That's really nice. Chief says I'm made from 100% grade A fresh beef. That's awesome. Alright, what we'll need to do over here is just add a couple benches. We could add a couple vending machines just for drinks over here as well. Can't go wrong with Gulpy. And we should start getting some people coming over this way. Hopefully. Alright, we've got that. We've got something filled in over here. Hey, ho ho, haha. And you know what? You can't go wrong with a Chief Beef and a Gulpy Soda mascot. Hey, band player, what's going on, man? Sorry I missed a lot. My phone isn't working. No, it's all good. Hopefully we get some people coming over this way, though. Why is there dueling dragons in the park? Because people voted and said they thought it would be a cool addition. Why is it red and yellow? Because I themed them a little bit differently. So I kept the fire red and just called it lava, but I turned the ice into lightning just because it would make a little more sense for the volcano. Or if we sponsor it by Chief Beef, we could do ketchup and mustard. Oh, that was terrible. Pokemon. Did you make sure to price it to 0? I want to say by default now all the rides are... Yeah, they're free. Oh, we could turn that on now. Alright, that's gonna be the first person. I bet you overtime. Now what happens, I'm just curious here, if we flood the park with guests? Turn that back up to 12,000. More money to add to YouTube monetization. Boo! That's not fair. And now we're getting people. Now where are our newfound mascots? Gulpy's over there. Chief Beef is over here. Okay. Run a coaster advertisement campaign. I don't think we can. Let's repair the vandalism here. So if you go into this, I mean, I guess we could, but they automatically end when they reach 100% awareness. Awareness is at max. The advertisements in this game suck for large-scale parks. Yeah, it does seem... I mean, if you look at that, it's already maxed out. They need to do it like in the old game where it just perma-buffs the amount of guests that are in your park. I wish they did it in the style of RCT2, and I think 3 had the option as well, where you can actually advertise specific rides in your park. Run. Ha! Got him! Rhonda Whitlock. Out! So I think we'll have people venturing in over there. Alright, gotta step up real quick. Yeah, and the guests are coming in, but not many really... Yeah, no, there's hardly anybody coming over here to these. These people are. Oh no, they're going to the vending machine. I think we're just not going to have a lot of people getting on the coasters. They are kind of mild in their EFN scores. So I think that may have something to do with it. As great as these are. Yeah, though I'm not totally sure that this is going to be a permanent fixture in the park. Something cool to have to try out until we decide on something more permanent, perhaps. Oh, nice. None of these will clear? Wow. If we did want to add the water back in. This is how we would do that. And there we go. Water's in place. Alright, now we've got more people coming over getting on it. There's a little bit of a steadier trickle. People actually are buying ride photos, which is nice. Well, no, they're not. Not yet. They will. Yeah, there's a few people getting on it. So at least there's something. Oh, these are floating back here. Ah! Bring the ground level up a little bit. Oh! There we go. Out! I saw you break that. Now, oh, she's taking the railroad home. Yeah, no. You have to walk. Be escorted all the long way around. Oh, it's getting crowded over here. Probably they're going over to the railroad. Oh yeah. No, now people are buying photos. One guest. Gonna get a lot more right there. For whatever reason, the lightning side seems to be more popular. And we'll redo all of this at a later date. The line for this is getting pretty lengthy. Yeah, with the crowd ticking up, that's a telltale sign things are about to get wild. No vandalism. Good. For now. Alright. So we've got that set up, at least for a temporary basis we have something. Now, if we wanted to... Oh yeah, we do the old Schwarzkopf looper. We could actually put that back in place. Have to add a distributor back over here too. Ah, just barely out of range. This will give them a little extra something, though, over here. Draw more people to this side of the park. And we could do some scenery and theming and stuff around it. Let's open it. And that gives just a little something extra for people to do. Now, originally there was a small volcano, I think right over here, that the coaster went through. Oh yeah, no, now we've got more people getting on it. That's a good sign. Man, so we got a whole lot going on in this park. So much that it's actually starting to lag my computer a little bit. Probably why I should make smaller parks in the future as well. Even though my computer is pretty powerful, it does take a hit when the parks get this slammed with stuff. Alright guys, 10:30, I think I'm gonna get ready to call it an evening here. I'll probably be on tomorrow, but it's gonna depend if I have to go to work, depending on how long I'm there. We'll see. If not, then I'll be on Monday. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of Oblivion as well. But we'll see. I'll figure it out. Probably gonna share a few ideas on the Discord, too, between tonight and tomorrow. Just try to get some thoughts of a couple things. Maybe somewhat related to this park, but also maybe for a future project that I want to do. But, yeah, so I'm gonna jump off here. Thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow or Monday, whenever that is, whenever it's gonna work out better. And yeah, as always, until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya. They said the rain or the snow for tomorrow here. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some of that as well, potentially, so we'll see. But yeah, anyway, again, take care, stay safe. Oh. Don't forget. T3 sucks. And we'll see you all.